You are watching Dime a Dozen on MTGO Academy featuring Jason Moore.
Hi folks, it's Jason Moore here with MTGOacademy.com, and we are back today with the next installment of Dime a Dozen. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be playing Andre S's list of White Weenie here in Classic Pauper. Now, Andre S is one of the champions of this archetype. It's been one of my favorite archetypes personally, but he actually has been playing it for years in the daily events, putting up results. And with this list, he recently got a 4-0, I think maybe a week or two ago, and several 3-1 finishes, which to me is actually pretty surprising because I don't know what this list is doing that is really going to one-up the Treasure Cruise decks and the Esper Familiar decks and all those really popular top-tier strategies going on in the format right now. So we're going to try it out and see what this is made of. I did not make any changes because I just want to see how this configuration runs and how the interactions work. Obviously, I've been playing this archetype for so long that don't really need to do any preliminary testing. This will be our testing. So what is different about Andre S's list and what is he trying to do? Well, Andre S tends to do some sort of pre-sideboarding against certain matchups, which means he brings in specific hate cards into his initial 60 in hopes of beating some of the top performers. Now, in this case, we're talking about Order of Leetbur and Guardian of the Guild Pact to basically act as hate for mono black control. Now, I don't think mono black control is as popular as it once was, but it's still decently fairly popular. So these type of creatures can cause them problems because they can't be blocked and they usually can't be killed if you can play around an edict effect. So it's a typical mono white strategy. It's going to be getting aggressive, trying to create an intense board position and win with damage in the red zone. He's playing 21 basic planes. I am not a fan of 21 lands in a deck that wants to have 4 mana. Ultimately, this is going to want 3 or 4 mana every single game. Otherwise, it's just unplayable. So I think 22 is my bare minimum, but we'll try 21 and see what we think. He's got 10 1-drops here. The 4 Bone Splitter, which go really well onto a protection creature. It's just going to end up being free damage in those matchups that we want these cards. He's also got 4 Javelineers. Now, this will be fine against Cloud of Fae, Spellstutter Sprite, Unflipped Delvers, and any other X1s that we come across. 2 copies of Benevolent Bodyguard. This is a way to protect our more important threats. So that'll probably be Coarse Skyfisher and Razor Golem. As far as the 2-drops, I mentioned Order of Leetbur. This guy has some activated abilities that make him relevant even if we're not playing against black. So he can get first strike and he can be a mana sink later in the game. Also, Veteran Armorer, full 4 copies of this. So I guess this is going to help against effects like Electrickery and Kumbaj Witches. I can't talk today, so I think you know what cards I'm talking about. Any type of sweepers or cheap damage dealing effects. 4 Squadron Hawk. It's one of the only card advantage generators in this list. This list is not playing Loyal Cathar, Doom Traveler, Safehold Elite, Battle Screech, Triplicate Spirits. It's not really generating card advantage, and I think that's actually a big problem. Coarse Skyfisher does generate some card advantage in certain situations, but actually in this deck, all it can really do is reset a Javelineers or get us a land drop for the turn. We've got 6 removal spells, Journey to Nowhere and Unmake, and then these Razor Golems, which haven't been very popular for a while. It is a pretty big body, but most decks in the format are aware of the fact that they need to have a contingency for X4 creatures. So I don't personally like him so much these days, and it really prevents you from playing specialty lands. Like you could play Quicksand if you wanted to, Haunted Fengraf, Secluded Steppe, Drifting Meadow, Sajiri Steppe, a number of different lands. But this guy doesn't really gel well with that. So that's the main deck. It's been working out really well for Andreas as far as I can tell. I'm not too thrilled about it. We will see how it goes. And looking at our sideboard, he's got 2 copies of each of the Acolytes. So these guys give other creatures protection from either red or black, and they inherently have red or black. So you can put on a Bone Splitter and go to town with them. Standard Bearer is an all-star sideboard card for this deck. Has been for years. Very good against decks that want to put auras on creatures or want to use pump spells on them. This card basically is a magnet for all of those pump spells. It turns them off for the opponent. So that's really interesting. It's sort of a linchpin card and can win games on its own. When you pair it with Veteran Armorer, you really protect it from any contingency that green has outside of something like Sheenan of Life's Roar that already has something thrown on it, perhaps. I hope that makes sense. 2 copies of Suture Priest. Other creature matchups, this is going to help us gain life and race the opponent by draining life from them. This is somewhat of an innocuous or inconspicuous card, but it actually does a lot of damage in more ways than one. Not just literal life loss, but it can make the opponent really struggle. 2 copies of Holy Light as a sweeper, and 2 Prismatic Strands, which used to be in the main deck, and that's something that Andreas probably pioneered. I think he was the first guy that I saw to have Prismatic Strands main. And I guess he feels that nowadays that's not as relevant. I think he's possibly correct about that. This is still a very well-rounded card that can win games by preventing them from having 2 attack steps, really, or removing a creature or dealing direct damage to us. So that's actually pretty important. It might be correct to play it in the main deck. And then 2 copies of Dust to Dust. This feels a little off also because there hasn't been much, if any, affinity around. So I don't know what else you would want this for. He's got nothing against enchantments, so that could be a problem. And not really much against burn. Basically 2 copies of Suture Priest and maybe some Standard Bearers to suck that up. Obviously Strands is good against burn. Not a lot of life gain here. So we'll see how that pans out for us. I hope you guys enjoy. Please give any thoughts on the deck. Let me know what you think of the commentary. Hopefully it's been coherent. Can't really tell. But I really appreciate you guys checking all this stuff out. So this is Jason Moore here with Dime a Dozen, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the videos.
Curious about the price of a Magic Online card? Try our searchable price guide on the right sidebar of any MTGOacademy.com page.
Hello everybody, we are here playing 2-man queues and we're on the draw. We can keep this hand. We've got a turn 1 play, turn 2 play, and a turn 3 play. So our opponent has mulligan to 6. He's going to be on the play. Gonna just sack right away. So we'll see at least one of the colors. And if we see an island, we see a snow-covered forest. So I think this is going to be domain, but I don't know for sure. Let's go ahead and get the Bone Splitter out there. This is the first match playing this Andreas list. So we'll see how it goes. So we might see an abundant growth out of this guy. He's got a bit of a slow start, but that's to be expected in domain. Yeah, there's a Nikotl. So I think we're going to take the 3 damage. He's got bigger creatures in his deck. So Journey's going to be saved for something else. Hopefully he's not playing Pride Mage. We could also play Bodyguard and equip it. It's not such a bad idea. And then that way our Razor Golem is protected. I think we're actually going to do that. We can also offer a trade against the Wild Nacatl. So there's blue. He's going to brainstorm. So yeah, he's got Hawks. I think he's just got a lot of tools that are going to be pretty tough for us to deal with. So 4 cards in hand. Here comes Squadron Hawk to shuffle away. No, Core Skyfisher. And will he attack? Okay, so he either wants to trade or just is going to take the damage. I think we're willing to trade. Because we have 2 removal spells and we have a big creature here. So let's go ahead and attack. He's going to take the trade. We didn't see a red source and he bounced his blue source. So I think we're fine playing Razor Golem. Even if he does play a red source, he can't Tribal Flames this yet. And we're going to get Armorer to boost the toughness so the Tribal Flames won't work after that. So I think that's okay. Especially with 2 removal spells and we don't know if he has Pride Mage in the deck or not. He could be building up to a Treasure Cruise, obviously. So the less time we give him to deal with that, the better. And if he just swings up top, which he probably will. No? Okay, why would he not do that? Not really sure. So maybe he has a pump spell. What else could he be holding? We know he has an island, so he has 3 unknowns. So maybe he's got some kind of trick here. But if we equip the Golem and make it a 5 toughness guy, I don't think a trick is going to stop us. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll save the Skyfisher in case we miss a land drop or something. So we'll go ahead and play Armorer now and try and get in for 5. Let's see what he wants to do. Just going to take 5. We got a 5/5 creature on the board, so that's looking very good. We have our own Skyfisher, and we have 2 removal spells. So I think he's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to cast Treasure Cruise, but I guess not. Another Brainstorm. But now he has up Lightning Bolt or whatever. Okay, he's going to draw a card. And now he might have Tribal Flames for 4, but that's not enough. Scred, okay. So that kills our guy. And he has another Scred, yeah. Well, nothing we can do about it. He's down to 2 cards now. So I think we're just going to play Skyfisher and whatever else we draw, maybe. Or just equip. Yep, looks like we'll just do that. So we can equip them both. So perhaps it was a bit foolish to get rid of him. Because right now, I think that a Razor Golem would have been a good opportunity to try and just take over the game. And he's cast so many spells, you can see his graveyard. He needs only to treasure cruise to really pull ahead. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Maybe he's not playing treasure cruise. If he has a flashback spell. Okay, well, I'm just going to try and journey this. And he'll be on a pretty quick clock because then we'll have 9 on the table afterwards. And to save a little bit of clock, I'm going to play this and just swing in F6. So he's at 9, and if he just plays a guy off the top, we can remove it and we'll win. So that's pretty crazy. I'm not sure what we want to board into. Prismatic Strands is probably a good one. Suture Priest might also be good. Alright, so there's a Squadron Hawk. But if that's his only white source, I think we got him. Yeah, because he has 3 Hawks in hand, so he has nothing. Yeah, so we can just cast Journey to Nowhere and win. Alright, he concedes. So we've seen Nicodle, Travel Preparations, which is going to be a problem. Scred, which is a bit of a problem. Brainstorm, I mean, he's got a lot of tools in the toolbox. Those Bone Splitters really helped us out there. So what do we think is going to be bad? I think Guardian's going to be quite strong. I think Order is an automatic cut. I mean, you can pump it up and give it first strike to make it useful in combat, but I don't think that's going to quite cut it. So, Javelineers might be good. It can ping Hawks away. Not overall that strong. He's going to have large creatures. So that might be something we cut. I think our top end and our card advantage is where we really want to be, and obviously creature removal. And then Veteran Armorer will help us fight wars in the sky, and Bodyguard will help us in some certain situations. So I think Prismatic Strands is a good one. A lot of his creatures are white, so Holy Light doesn't really do anything. I think Suture Priest is actually pretty strong because it's just going to help us race. We're going to keep gaining life incrementally, and it seems like it's a small amount, but it adds up over time. We do have these Crimson Acolytes here, but he doesn't really have red creatures. He's just got those Screds. So this is basically just protecting us against Scred, which Prismatic Strands already does. So I'm not loving that. Standard Bearer, we didn't see any Rancors or anything. So I think we're probably going to stick with the Javelineers, even though it's not very exciting in this matchup. It's a small creature. It might be able to block a Nicodle if we get a couple of these out. It can trade with a Nicodle. It can shoot down Hawks. So I guess that stuff is good. So we'll try it like this and see how things pan out. I feel like we were very fortunate to win that last game. And I'm actually kind of surprised. We only had to hit him a couple times because we had Bone Splitter. That was the big decider. We hit him for 5, I think, at one point. Then we hit him for 6 with Core Skyfisher. And we had 9 damage on board at that point. So that's good. We also just have a faster development overall because we're just playing one color. We're not playing 5. Okay, so this is a 5-land hand, and I'm going to mulligan this because it's just too slow. And this is a no-land hand, so we're also going to have to mulligan this. It also has 2 Squadron Hawks. And We could opt to keep this even though it doesn't have any lands, but that's not going to do anything for us. So let's just mulligan again. And I guess we're going to have to keep this because, I mean, I think we have to have a land to do anything. This is really abysmal. We'll go to 3. If we don't have a land, we'll just keep on 3. We do have 1 land, so I guess we'll keep. Well, I'm not expecting much, but we do get to see more of his deck. It's just one of those things. Sometimes this happens. Okay, well, we have something we can do. So let's go ahead and do that. Whoa, he has lands that do not match. Well, he's drawing cards and we basically discarded a bunch of cards, so this is not looking too great. It is raining here, so if you hear some rain in the background or you hear some pitter-pattering, you will know what that is. And he's just got all kinds of lands. I'm assuming he's going to make a play this turn. Maybe not. He's fishing for action. Fortunately, we have all action so far. So I'll just throw this out and we'll go from there. I mean, it's possible. What is he doing? Whoa, he's playing Mana Leak. Okay. So he's taking more of a control deck position. And there's a Wild Nacatl. Fully formed, fully grown. And also an Aura Gnarlid. So I'd like a Plains so that we can stop this guy. And we're going to do that right now. Because we can't afford to take that much damage while we are falling behind. If we draw another land, we can equip and start trading with this. So that's good. But that Aura Gnarlid as a 5/5 just way too big. We really need to find a land immediately. Okay, and now that he's just burning us for so much, that's going to be kind of rough. If we find a land, I actually think we have a shot. Alright, so I'll play a land just in case, and we'll definitely go with Hawk first. While his shields are down and he can't leak, we're still going to be kind of low. I think subconsciously I was hoping to fetch up some plains or something. I don't know what that was all about. But we can kind of function on 3 land. We do have prismatic strands around. But now that he just sniped our guy, he might have us. I don't know. Leaving up prismatic strands is kind of a risky proposition, but we may have to do it. Because that forces him to have specifically Mana Leak, where if we play Squadron Hawk, he could have any kind of removal spell, and that'll finish us off. Okay, it's still his upkeep. Yeah, that mulligan just really ruined us. It really hurt us. We see that he has Tribal Flames and Scred, but I still don't think we want the Crimson Acolyte. Okay, we're at 6, so I'm just going to leave up Prismatic Strands. We could play Skyfisher and a Hawk. But then we have to try and double block. It gets us within Tribal Flames range. So I think I'm just going to wait here. And I'm going to play Strands and then try and develop the board. But I think we're pretty much toast. So we'll let him attack. I'll play Prismatic Strands and name green. And if that works, oh, it's not going to work. Okay, we'll just concede. And I'm going to drink some water. So that mulligan to 3 was just so backbreaking, obviously. So he's playing Mana Leak on the draw. That's not going to be as strong for him. But we do have these fatty Guardians and all that. It just takes him really long to even get that mana up. He's not going to regularly have it on turn 2 necessarily because he's got all the fetch lands and the other color fixers that cost mana. I think we're going to keep it like this. I can't see any of the other cards being that useful. So I'm going to submit. So he's actually playing kind of an older style of that domain deck because I don't think he has Treasure Cruise. He has Mana Leaks and Skred, which is not always played because they don't always use the snow lands. But he's got Brainstorm, obviously Squadron, Hawk, and Fetch lands. All that stuff works good together. And I think we're waiting on him to sideboard. I can't really see him keeping in Mana Leak. It seems unlikely on the draw that it would be good enough. What we want to do is land a Suture Priest early, get some value from that, and hopefully, we're definitely playing first. Hopefully just screw him on, he gets screwed on his colors or something. That doesn't usually happen. We're going to keep this though. We can go turn 1, Splitter, turn 2, Skyfisher, turn 3, Razor Golem, and maybe that'll be too fast for him. Who knows? Just depends what he's playing. I mean, for a Skred to even hit either of these, he needs to hit 3 lands. So, okay, he's on track. Probably has an abundant growth. He's just deciding whether to play that or Wild Nicodle. So now I'm going to play Core Skyfisher, most likely. Yeah, I mean, Javelineers doesn't really do anything. If he misses a land, we can't really count on him missing a land. So we're going to go ahead. What we can do is turn 3 Golem. Turn 4, if we don't hit a land, we can equip the Skyfisher and play Javelineer. So even if he has another land, we can block this. Unless he has got a Rancor. Nope, just an abundant growth. So we're still going to block. He's not going to attack. We will attack, then play Golem. We're slightly ahead on the clock, but that's it. Okay, so I'm still going to play Razor Golem here. And I'm going to attack with the Skyfisher. So like I said, next turn we can equip Skyfisher, play Javelineer. We can also play Guardian. If we have to, we can Journey something, but I don't think we're going to have to for a while. He seems to be slowing down a little bit. Oh. Okay, well maybe we're not going to play the Bone Splitter. So that's good value for him for sure. Now he's bashing us for 3. So maybe we Journey, maybe we play Guardian. The Bone Splitter in our hand is kind of dead. We're not going to play Journey, that's for sure. Ooh, that's a good one. So now we'll just play 2 guys. And, you know, if we draw another golem, then we can force him to try and grudge us. If he attacks, we'll take it, and then if he plays a big guy, we can journey that and hit him for 5. If we draw another land, we can also equip, so we would hit him for 7. He's got 6 cards to our 3. And he's got 3 different land types in play, so his domain count is 3, which means he can't Flames a Skyfisher yet. And maybe Javelineer is keeping Hawk out of play. I don't know. Alright, let's see what he does. Probably attacking. And I will not block. If we can resolve Guardian, I think that's going to be huge for us because I think we can outrace whatever he tries to do. So now he's sitting on 5 cards. He doesn't know what he wants to do. He just passes. So I'm actually going to use the Bone Splitter now because I want Razor Golem to resolve. He's not playing anything, so maybe he has 2 removal spells. And I guess I'll equip the Javelineer. Maybe I equip this. So what does he have? Okay. He has Scred and another Scred. He might have 2 Screds, which means this guy is the only one getting through. Something like that. So we'll try it. He's obviously going to blow it up. But I'd rather him blow up the Bone Splitter than blow up the Razor Golem. And it's good that we're not seeing any creatures. Maybe he does want to take out the Javelineer. Oh, he also might be sitting on Mana Leak. I think that actually would make more sense. Ooh, what's going on? Everything is huge. I'm not doing that intentionally. Okay. So maybe he wants to get rid of this because he's got Squadron Hawks. We'll see. If he does that, I'm actually fine with it because okay, he's just going to blow it up, I guess. Yep. Alright, well, I'll just attack with everybody. And he's pretty clearly sitting on Mana Leak, I would say. Which could be a problem. Oh, he's going to Brainstorm now. Maybe he should have done that before, I'm not sure. He's probably going to find a Scred. Or not, just take 5. That could also happen. But he's doing perfectly okay in the race right now. And he's got Burn in his deck. So he can Flames us for 3. Currently. Now he can do it for 4. So the problem here is that I think we're looking at a Mana Leak. Okay, now we're not looking at a Mana Leak, so we can definitely sneak in that Razor Golem. I'm not 100% sure that we can protect it. He might have another Ancient Grudge, so definitely some food for thought. If we draw a land, I think our best play while his blue is tapped out is to get Guardian online. Now he could have Abundant Growth, which would mean, okay, and he's also playing defensively here. Alright, I would love to draw a land. Okay, or a Gnarlid. Alright, it's just a 3/3 at the moment. So I think here we're actually going to play Bodyguard and Journey. And get rid of the Gnarlid. We could play Golem, but I like to do, when in doubt, I like to do as many things during my turn as possible. So we're just going to swing here. And maybe our board presence will be strong enough to win, because right now we have Armorer, which is protected, so he can't really have like Electrickery. And we just have a lot of guys. I'm not 100% sure we have to remove the Gnarlid, but our position is very strong right now, and one of the only ways he's going to stop us is by sneaking in some burn. So I think he might be looking for a flyer at the moment, but we can fight through that with the Javelineer and the Armorer on our side. He didn't get a swamp, which seems a little odd. Oh boy. Alright, can I stop this? No, but I can remove it at some point. He's going to be gaining 5. I can also gang block this, but he could have removal. So should we try to gang block? He would have to have Scred. We can also try and hit a Guardian. I'm going to try and gang block, and then if he has Scred, that gives us a chance to draw something for it. I don't think we can race a 5/5 Trampler. With Lifelink. So I think we got to try it. It's got 3 cards. We haven't seen Scred, so it's, he's got a pretty good shot of hitting it. Even Guardian doesn't really save us, but I think we're going to try it. 2, 3, 4. This is a 3 for 1. But we also have to activate the Javelineer. Now, if he Screds something, I can at least protect it. So he's assigning damage. So now things are pretty even. I think he's sitting on a mana leak, but I guess we got to make him have it. It wasn't a 3 for 1, it was a 3 for 2. So that's interesting. I'm going to try for Guardian, because if we draw something else, we can play that and Golem together. So I'm thinking a little bit ahead. Even though Guardian's important, he's probably going to leak it. He can leak anything else. Yep, that's fine. Not fine, but just what we got to deal with. So this game got really interesting. I think the longer it goes, probably going to favor him a little more. But he could also just flood out or whatever. Just kill my guy, alright. He's at 12. See what else we can do. I'll just try for another one. Nope, not happening. Well, we only have one more in the deck. I think Guardian actually is pretty important, but we're not going to get to a point where we have like 7 mana. I don't think we're going to get to that point, so we'll see. Just drawing his cantrips now. Oh. Well, that's basically a cantrip. Yeah, this is a little rough now that he has a flyer. He is seeing a lot of lands. I'm not sure that he's enchanting his lands properly. Yeah, we'll play this. We keep playing lands until we hit Hawk. The more lands, the more Hawks we can play in one turn. So we're still kind of winning the race. If we draw a Prismatic Strands, that would be very helpful. I think that would actually be a nice trump. He's got one card left. We're going to see what it is. Ugh. So he's going to get his Aura Gnarlid back. And it's going to be like a 6/6. Alright. Well. And he's got Exalted. And we're at 11. Okay, but that's not a terrible draw. Let's go ahead and attack. He's going to block and then... I guess he could also get back Aura Gnarlid right here. But fortunately, he missed that opportunity. He could have just killed our guy. So that was a misplay on both of our parts for not seeing that. Having these Hawks is going to be good, but we only have one more turn to remove this guy or deal with it with something like Strands. So that's a little unfortunate. And yeah. Not really loving the performance in our first match here. The performance of this deck. Not saying that I played awesome, but yeah. No, I think we've got all the Hawks that we can legally play. Strands, I think, is our best draw. That's a really good draw for him. So is there a difference between going to 5 and going to 3? I don't think so. I think Tribal Flames gets us no matter what. So I'll go to 3. And probably get hit by Tribal Flames. Nope. But we also don't have any outs. We'll go ahead and attack. And we'll plan to gang block with the rest of our guys. And hopefully he misses his attack step. But otherwise we're toast. Yeah, this game in particular, I think the Armadillo Cloak was really important. So, yeah, we can't block this guy. So we are done. I'm going to go ahead and concede. So there goes 2 tickets down the drain. But I guess we'll play this deck a little more and see if we can get a better result out of it. Thanks for watching.
Do you love to play Magic Online but have a tight budget? Check out MTGO Academy's Academy Budget Bot in the Magic Online Classifieds. All cards in stock are cheaper than one event ticket.
Hello everyone, we are back again. We are on the play, and we've got this one lander that also has Squadron Hawk. So we're going to mulligan that, and we will keep this one. Looks like our opponent is kept, and hopefully this can do some damage. I'm not sure if it will, but here's hoping. Oh, looks like it might be mono black. So what we're going to hope happens here is that we draw multiple Order of Leet Burrs. That would just be amazing. But we'll see. He could also just miss lands, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Probably Chainer's Edict here. If it's signed in blood, he's actually taking... Okay, that's fine too. So, those witches are not really going to do anything. And we can just start bashing through the snow. Alright, so that's a decent start. We're going to get another one. So that might actually make things pretty awesome. We could also try and get him to double block, which might be good. So he drew a card, and now it's our turn. So he can do 4 by gang blocking. So I can just attack with both. If he tries to double block, I can use Unmake, and he loses both guys. And then if he doesn't, I can just play both guys out. Yeah, play both of these out. He's gonna double block, so he would double block this guy. Yeah, this seems like it'll be fine. Unmake here might be pretty sweet. So what we... Oh. It's going to single block there. Okay, I guess I didn't really foresee that. So what's the best way to mitigate this? Because this was actually really poor. We can unmake the Rager. Well, let's see if he's going to ping right now. If he pings right now, then I guess I'll unmake. If he doesn't, I'll try and get the Armorer in. Yeah, this was kind of weak. Alright, I'm just going to try and sneak him in. Might not work. Oh, yeah. This guy is smarter than me. Yeah, that was not a good trade. However, we could still draw some orders and maybe get out of this. Yeah, that was the one line that I didn't consider. I considered him double blocking. I considered playing the Armorer first and then having him double block. There's a third one. So the reason I'm playing it right now is A, it gets around Tendrils of Corruption. B, if he has... Okay, there's a Verdict. So you have another Verdict? Alright. Equipping both might have been fine, but there's a lot of things that could happen with him removing a guy and then blocking, which he pretty much did anyway. Yeah, this is going horribly. This list doesn't really have resilience. It doesn't have Loyal Cathar or Doomed Traveler to take advantage of him losing Yeah, so now what do? I can just trade off the veteran armorer or wait for him to draw gray merchants and start killing me. I don't think I'm in a position to attack, so I'm going to equip once. I'm going to leave up Unmake in case he plays Gray Merchant, and that's about it. And if he plays Gray Merchant, I'm not sure if I kill the Witch or the Merchant. I think I kill the Witch, but that's a little unclear. Yeah, I think I'm going to kill the Witch. Okay. Ugh. Yeah. I mean, if we draw an order, we can get in there in like 2 swings, so that's something. He's probably got corrupt. He's just trying to build up to some big merchant now. Ooh. Okay, well that I think we have to kill. Do I wait and see what my draw is? Probably not. And he's got 2 witches, which he can kill the armorer. Let's do this. Oh. Alright, well, I guess we just wait. Probably just gonna verdict me. Oh, even worse, here comes Merchant. Ouch. Okay, I don't think we can even win this game. If we lose this match, I'm not sure that I'm gonna play this deck for a third match because this is ridiculous. I didn't have a lot of confidence in this list going into this. So, and this is a matchup that it seems we're supposed to beat, question mark. So we'll find out. Javelineer is not very good. Doesn't kill anything. Kills Crypt Rats maybe in some situations. So we want to bring in the Obsidians. Suture Priest maybe. Strands, he had Spinning Darkness there. And Crypt Rats and Witches, but it's just a temporary solution. Priest is not so great because he has Witches. We want to kind of tailor our deck to not just biting the dust to Witches. So I guess maybe we'll play Strands, or we could try Standard Bearer. But I think we'll try Strands, and our whole plan is just to race with these guys. Where's Order? And hope for the best. So we're ready to go. We're going to play first. And we'll keep this one. It's a little unfortunate that we may be leading off with the Obsidian Acolyte, but we have a lot of removal. I could wait. I could just play Golem next turn. But there's a chance he doesn't have an Edict, so we'll throw him out. We have, what, 8 other protection creatures in the deck, so, and 2 copies of Bodyguard, so It's not the best to just throw him out here naked, but it might work. It could work. Okay, so it looks like he's going to verdict. Let's see if that's true. So maybe he's not going to verdict. I'll play this. It's not going to have protection, but I don't want to bounce a land. Kind of defeats the purpose. Now he may draw a verdict. Sign in blood. Alright, so we are going to bounce a land. And we'll have protection up for sure. So this is going to be kind of tough for him to deal with. That kind of sucks. But it's not the worst. We could journey it. We got 3 removal spells. We can also just leave up Unmake in case he switches to Shinobi and he'll be tapped out, so that'll be fine. Okay, we're just going to use our mana here. And we'll journey this rats, I think. So his Gray Merchant doesn't really do anything. And then if we draw a land, we're in decent shape. We're in pretty good shape as it stands now. He does not yet have enough for Spinning Darkness. So I think we're just going to plop that down. Even though it means potentially losing Core Skyfisher. So maybe this will work out. Okay, here's Gray Merchant. He's going to go up to 6. Or sorry, to 9. We hit him for 5. And play another Guardian, I guess. We also just Journey the Merchant. No, I think it's okay. So he goes down to... This really quickens the clock, too. So this puts him down to 4, right? And then this adds more damage. So he could gain another 5. But we have 7 at that point. So, you know, we're pretty close. Yeah. Then we kill the Rager if he attacks. It gives him Spinning Darkness, though. So now... Let's see. How do we lose? Corrupt hits us for 5. Gray Merchant also hits us for 5. So if we take 4, we go to 8, and we're pretty safe. So I'm going to journey one of his merchants. Hit him for 7. And hopefully that's enough, because if he gains another 5, we still got him. So I think that's the play. We can protect Core Skyfisher 3 times. So we drew 3 protection creatures. And he's trying to figure out how he gets out of this. And 3 removal spells. So he's still, I mean, even just with 2 merchants, still almost found a way out of it. So that's pretty nuts. This guy looks super greedy. Look how he's holding that bag so tightly. Alright, so we won that one. I'm guessing this is the matchup we should win. So yeah, I guess we just hope we draw all of these again. Just wonder about Suture Priest on the draw. She just seems kind of bad. She dies to everything, and Witches really hoses her. So Razor Golem's not great, but if we can just stick 1, he can bash pretty hard, especially if we give him Pro Black. All right, we're on the draw here. Our opponent's gone to 6. I think we can keep this. We do need another land. We have 20 more in the deck. And we have 1 play we can make. It's a little dicey because this is also a 4-drop. This is a very close call. Now our opponent's gone to 6, so I guess we can mulligan. We have 1 play, and then we have 3 plays after that. But we have 2 protection creatures. I think back in the day I would have mulliganed this. I'm going to keep it. Our opponent's gone to 5, so that's good. Whatever it takes, man. Alright, and so we just basically hit the jackpot here. I think we're going to look pretty solid. Okay, Sign in Blood. So he's kind of unmulliganed. I hope we don't get hit with a Shrivel, but we got to play into that. We do have some Armorers we can draw to protect us. Okay, that's not so bad. But he's definitely recovered from his mulligan. We got so much removal here. It might be the case we just want to remove this. We could also just protect our guy and attack for 2. Yeah, we're going to be using our mana. Once we hit lands, we're going to be using our mana anyway, so I am going to journey this. We might lose the Bodyguard. But, like I said, we're going to be using our mana pretty much every turn. Each time we draw a land, we're going to be using it. So, I think playing the journey is correct. Okay, so he's starving for lands to hit his Gray Merchant. And he doesn't have a removal spell. I guess we'll go ahead and suit up Obsidian Acolyte and try and kill him. He's at 8. He's going to hit Gray Merchant now. Go up to 10. We're going to remove it. Take him down to 6. Oh. I think we can get there. We want to hit lands, though. Okay. He's going to use it now, go down to... So I guess I'll give him pro... I don't know what's a free spell that could do something. I'll give him pro blue. Pro red. Pro blue. So he goes to 7. I guess he's hoping to verdict me. But he played his land. Hopefully no innocent blood. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know that I journey that. I guess I do because I don't have any other plays. He's probably going to verdict. But that keeps him from playing a Gray Merchant, I guess. So I go to 18, then what does he do? So we drew 1 land, but nothing else so far. Oh, that's not bad. Man, if I... Oh! He might verdict me, but... Otherwise, we win. I was going to say, if I draw another Bone Splitter, I may have him. He's got to have a verdict. He's got 3 cards. Let's see what happens. So if he has a verdict, yeah, this game gets really interesting. But we have 2 Bone Splitters and we have Guardians, so we have some time here. We've used up our removal, so the game gets really interesting. He gains 4 here. So we got to draw lands like immediately. Because he's just going to Merchant Train here. I guess I got to play that. It's a start, but it's not the best. Ugh. Okay, so if he does it for 2, we go down to 9, or we go down to 8. Ugh. I'm at 11. Alright, so there's a start. If he has another Merchant, we're taking 7 just from that. It might be time to unmake. We take 7 from the Merchant. We go to 4. I need to hit 1 more land and I'm kind of secure. So if I just play really defensive, I might be okay. He's got a removal spell and a Merchant would be my guess, and that's like fairly reasonable to assume. So we have to take out the Crypt Rats, I guess, because he's going to gain life. We don't want him to untap and do it for... So I guess we just kill the Crypt Rats here. Well, if he lets us chump block with the Armorer, we will, because we've got creatures. This game got really interesting, but the reach of Gray Merchant is just so powerful that I don't think we can stop it. He's going to sweep for 1. And then he's going to ping my Veteran Armorer. So I'm going to ping this. And we go to 1 if he has another guy. If he has a Corrupt, we lose. Oh. Alright, so I guess we go with 2 Golems as opposed to Guardian. And that's not so bad. Yeah, he's got a verdict, but we've got 2 protection guys. So as long as he doesn't have a merchant, we might be okay. But he has to not have a merchant. Guardian is like 1 swing, he's dead. So that's also very good. It's basically he has 2 draw steps to hit merchant. And that's it. I mean, that's all this game comes down to, basically. I don't know what his last card is. It's very unclear. Maybe it's Unearth, but then he gets Crypt Rat, so... No, so I guess it's not Unearth. Maybe it's Sign in Blood. He's trying to figure out what to do. If he attacks, I can block and trade. I can also attack here for 5. And then he kind of has to block. Okay. Even a ping doesn't do anything, so that's a chump block. So we might have him here. He could also have Spinning Darkness. But this Guardian is lethal, so we might actually pull this out barely with the matchup that we are supposed to win, I would imagine. But we're still barely winning. And this isn't even the best deck in the format anymore. The Treasure Cruise decks, I think, we have to assume are going to be better. So he's targeting what? Me? Okay, so I guess I target him. And I'm not sure why he's doing that. What is this? Why does this say the chosen player is Bamboo Rush on his land? Okay, so he got his guy back. Oh, he's going to Crypt Rats to force a draw. Oh, never mind. He got his other guy back. Alright, so we didn't even win this match. It doesn't matter. Sent me a message. Easy. So, yeah, I'm not going to play this deck anymore. I don't think it's good enough. I was definitely hesitant going in, and I think it's pretty much been proven that this is not something I want to be playing. When I could be playing with Treasure Cruise, I could be playing with Gray Merchant, I could be playing with all kinds of powerful stuff. This is just very short-sighted, I think, and I don't think it's a good time for this style of mono white. So thank you guys for watching these matches, and we'll talk to you later.